All right, man. I heard Woodward Sports talking about who gonna get more carries on David Montgomery or Jahmyr Gibbs. My thing is who gonna get more touches, and we could talk about both. My thing is who gonna get more touches, and I think most people assume, well, Jahmyr Gibbs will get more touches, but when you got a Ferrari, do you run it rapid? Do you run it into the ground, or do you manage it? And I think Dave Montgomery is, he brings a different complexity than Jamal Williams brings to the game. I think he's a little bit more explosive, maybe not as big, but he got that little explosion to him, that little burst. But the thing, he really good catching the ball out the backfield. And I think Ben Johnson can use that to his advantage. Because, Montgomery in the game, he blocking or he running between the tackles, or maybe he might run off tackle. With him being able to catch the football, now, hey, he might chip and release. He might block and release. He might go out for a route. So then you gotta respect it. So his versatility, catching the ball and running the ball, I think it's gonna make the numbers a lot closer than y'all think it is. I think Ben Johnson is a mad scientist. Obviously, you want to get Jahmyr Gibbs, in space and get him the football, but they're going to be focusing on that. Okay, with Montgomery in the game, okay, let's stack the box, or let's get prepared to, for him to block. Well, no. He's slipping out the backfield. Oh, here he go on his wheel route. So Montgomery got a good pair of hands too, so don't sleep on that. So these touches, as far as carries, man, I think you might be surprised. Jahmyr Gibbs, they talk about, well, we might utilize him in ways that, people may not think. One of the ways that people may not think them to use the scat back is what? As a power back. Line them up, give them Cavadina in front of them, and go right down their throat. Pause. So don't be surprised. I think the carries would be closer. But the thing about Montgomery, he gets stronger as the game go on. He a workhorse running back. The more you feed him, the more you feed him, the more you feed him. So I'm going to go ahead with Montgomery for more carries. But overall touches, I think it's going to be close between the two. I think it's going to be toast. I know a lot of people expect Jahmyr Gibbs to get a bunch of catches and a bunch of runs and get your gadget plays. You might see him in the Wildcat. Shit, he might return some kicks, whatever. But with Dave Montgomery, guess what? He can run the ball. He can catch the ball too. So I really think it's going who going to have a hot hand. But if it becomes a game, it becomes a shootout, then I think it'll be very, very interesting if it becomes a shootout. Because you're going to need explosive plays, and the guy who's going to give you the explosive plays is Jahmyr Gibbs. That's who's going to give you the explosive plays is Jahmyr Gibbs. So, I think carries, you probably can go with Montgomery, but it wouldn't surprise me if Gibbs got the most carries. But then you talk about touches, probably going to go to Jahmyr Gibbs, but I think both going to be closer than what y'all anticipate. What Lions fans anticipate. Because Montgomery can catch the ball, and Jahmyr Gibbs, they can say, well, let's run him up tackle. They say when Gibbs in the game, let's protect the perimeter, let's protect the edge, let's make him run up the middle, and you give him an up back in there, and you make, in the up back, lead him up to the middle and do his thing. So Ben Johnson is Ulupi like that. Whatever you expecting, he goes the opposite. Now, one thing I didn't like last year, I did not like their run designs last year. That's one of my biggest criticisms about Ben Johnson. A lot of their run designs was not creative. They was vanilla. They was bullshit. I would love to see them get more quick runs in, more whams, more power runs in on power O's, them pulling the guards. I like to see them get downhill real fast. None of these slow developing misdirection plays. I like to see them wham it. Like to see them slam it. Pause. I like to see them like really crack tosses, and I like to see they run game be more powerful but more creative. I would like to see some pistol. I like to see some full house. I like to see some split back, some weak eye. I like to see more of the fullbacks. I like to see more, kind of what Kansas City do with their running game. It's very creative. It's very creative in what they do with their running game. It's just not, one way. It's just not power. Sometimes it might be speed. Sometimes it might be creativity. It might be some misdirection. So that was one of my biggest pet peeves. That was my biggest, really only pet peeve with Ben Johnson, other than how much he threw on first down last year. Now, I'm pretty sure some analytics or some science behind that. But yeah, I like to see them run with more creativity and more power first and more creativity. Now, could it have been the running backs that he had? I mean, yeah, it could be. I like to see a lot of like quick tosses and quick whams and hitters up in there, and really hit the ground running in some of those plays. But I think overall, Gibbs probably end up with more touches because of the matchup that you in. But if Montgomery get the hot hand, I mean, you know, and it depends on the game plan. If they're gonna try to go point for point with Kansas City, which I think is a dumbass idea, part of my French. But I think if it's a slow, grinded out game, Montgomery might probably definitely gonna be in the touch category. Probably have more touches. If it's a clock management, run it. You know, and Gibbs get in there too and run it. Don't be surprised if you don't see them both featured in the backfield at the same time. So, trying to get the best matchup. So I put 2 backs in the backfield. Come on, you know, linebacker gonna take a running back. I'm probably gonna get a running back on the second worst coverage linebacker. And so it's an advantage. So, you know, but I like to see. I'm very intrigued on how they're gonna use both of these guys, to be honest, because of what Montgomery can do in the passing game and what Gibbs can do overall. I will not rule out seeing, you know, Gibbs run the option, run the wildcat. I wouldn't rule that out. I wouldn't rule them out being in the backfield together. But the one thing I think when Ben Johnson said, well, people not gonna be surprised in the way we're gonna use Jahmyr Gibbs, I think they're going to line a fullback in front of Jahmyr Gibbs and go right at the Kansas City defense. I think they're going to really utilize him a little bit in the middle of that defense, and then play action and probably pass to him, you know, in the flats, or then go downfield. But, you know, more than anything, I really want to see what they do with Gibbs and Laporta. But more than anything about the Lions this year, I'm very interested in seeing what Ben Johnson got for the sequel. I want to know what him and Goff drew up, what he drew up this offseason. That's what I'm interested in. What did they draw up this offseason? What did they cook up this offseason? I believe that's the $1 million question. What did they cook up this offseason? What did they cook up this offseason? That's the $1 million question. So, and if they cooked up something good, Goff, you know, Goff might be in this bag this year, but they come in this thing almost healthy. No Jameson Williams. I don't know if this game will have any bearing on if a Mike Williams try to get done. I don't believe it'll get done. But, I mean, we'll see. But, hey, let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link tree. Find me on Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Spotify, Anchor, X, Facebook. We pretty much everywhere. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.